Hello, hello. I know it has been forever and a mother trucking day since I have done a full-fledged reading for this channel, and I apologize. I have simply let life and everything get in the way of doing not only what I love, but what I'm here to help you with. And that is offer a little bit of guidance in amongst every bit of chaos that's going on in the world today. And there's a lot of chaos, let me tell you. Oh boy. First of all, happy Samhain. Happy new moon in Scorpio. Happy Scorpio season. There's a lot going on in the cosmos. There's a lot going on in the world. There's just a lot going on. So if you would grab some form of hydration. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hydrate with you. Buckle up. I'm not intending for this to be some kind of a spiritual spanking, but you never know what's going to come out. You never know what's going to come out. So we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. And I'm going to pull a spread for us for Samhain, for Scorpio season. And just wherever we, the collective, are at right now. Where are we at? Where we're going? What do we need to focus on? What are we not focusing on? You know, all the big stuff, all the big stuff. And yeah, let's see what happens and what pops out, shall we? Here we go. So just as a refresher, the way that I read the cards, I usually pull a 9-card spread for the overall arching energy of the spread, but then I look at the bottom of the deck and are there any cards that call to me there? Usually there are. For me, with the cards at the bottom of the deck, it's like your subconscious, the energies that are kind of like lurking, if you will. Again, usually the subconscious. And today we get the King of Wands, the Star, the Fool, and the Hierophant. Well, there's a lot. So bear with me. I'm gonna put my hair back as I'm doing this because this is gonna be a big one. I can already feel it. So again, this reading in particular is going to be for Samhain, for the new moon in Scorpio, and as we're going into Scorpio season. I'm sure most of you already know this, but for those of you who don't, Scorpio season is a very intense season. It's one of extreme and intense change. Specifically, the Tower and Death. Those are the two major arcana cards in the tarot deck that represent Scorpio in the zodiac. That said, there are going to be some pretty extreme changes that are coming within the collective and for you personally, because that's just how Scorpio season works. I don't make the rules, them's the rules. Back to the reading, the overall arching energy for this particular spread, the King of Wands, the Star, the Fool, the Hierophant. It is time for you, and just as a heads up, I'm always reading myself in these readings, so if you feel personally attacked, I apologize. I swear to you, it all comes back to me tenfold, if not more. Here we go. It is time for you to really allow yourself to take the proverbial bull by the horns and to go after whatever it is you are wanting, what you're asking for. Because here's the thing about manifestation. You can wish upon that star, the star, all you want, but at some point you have to take action. That's how this works. And that's exactly what this card is saying. It's time for you to take action. It's time for you to allow yourself, and if you look, I just noticed this on this particular card. He's got an owl on his back. The door's open, and that's technically a tunnel with a light at the end of the tunnel, but if you look, it looks a little bit like a full moon. And since this reading is for the new moon in Scorpio, I feel like that's kind of appropriate. So it's time for you to take action and to become the almighty Hierophant on his pulpit. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a literal pope or necessarily go into a priesthood or priestesshood, if you will. But what I am saying is that it's time for you to become the master of your own universe. It's time for you to use whatever skills you know you're good at, those ones that are innate within you that you were born with, and really put them to work. Now, yes, for a lot of you, this is going to be a chance for you to monetize those skills. Yeah, I said that. It's time for you to allow yourself to monetize your skills, meaning it's time for you to accept that you are, in fact, of a high worth and value, and it's okay to put a price tag on your worth and value. So for a lot of us, we're going to be leaving a current or existing job, moving into a new one. This could be laterally within a company. This could be a whole new career field. You might even just be going back to school to learn a whole new trade or career. Whatever it is, it's time for you to get your butt to work. And that's exactly what that's saying. You simply have to be the one who is willing to take the first step. And that's literally what the Fool card represents in the tarot deck. It's the 0 card for a reason. What is that really famous phrase, line, every journey begins with a single step? You have to be willing to make that first initial step. What's holding you back? I'm going to say likely a lot of conditioning from a very early age. You're going to have to ask, trigger warning, you're going to have to ask yourself, what kind of environment did you grow up in? What were you taught as a small child? Likely that you're not good enough. Only boys can do that. Only girls can do that. You're not meant for that. That's not for you. They don't know that. That might in fact be just for you. You simply have to be the one to stand up and say, guess what? It is for me, and I am going after it. And then you have to go after it. So allow yourself to heal from whatever conditionings that have been ingrained within you from a very early age, from day one to today. Allow whatever ideas are residing within you to light the fire under your butt, so that way you can, in fact, take that first step of your journey and then become the master of your own universe. That was a reading in and of itself. My God. Okay. Again, we're going to hydrate because that was a lot. I'm going to apologize again. I'm not intending for this to be a spiritual spanking, but I never know what's going to come out of the cards until they come out. The 2 of Coins, the 9 of Coins, and the Hermit. Well. If you can see, with this particular 2 of Coins, there's almost like a ghost or a shadow part of the person that's exterior to the person. I consider this to be the soul of this individual. But in the back, there's a devil just hanging out, lurking in the shadows. Hey, actually not even in the shadows, because it's a very bright lit hallway, saying, hey, I'm here to take whatever you're going to allow me to. And then we move on to the 9 of Coins. And what this is saying is that whenever you have any kind of abundance, extra money, time, energy, people are always, and beings are always going to be there to try and take from you. They will always take as much as you allow them to take. You have to become the wise hermit in your everyday life and say no. You have to be willing to put up those barriers and boundaries all the way around you like a bubble. Not just over your head, not just behind you, in front of you, beside you, but also beneath you, as in the ground beneath your feet. You have to be willing to say no to any and all that are not only undeserving, but that you do not wish to allow to take from you. This can be, but is not limited to yourself too. FYI, you have to be willing to put up those barriers and boundaries. Only allow yourself to give parts of yourself that you're willing to part with, that you can afford to part with. It's kind of like my mom would tell me, never give anyone any money. This could be anywhere from 5 to 20 to 100 or more dollars that you can't afford to lose, whether they promise to pay you back or not. If you can't afford to be parted with any semblance of that money, don't give it away. You don't have to apologize. Just, that's not something that I can give you right now. That's it. No is a complete and whole sentence, and you do not have to justify your no if you do not wish to. I said what I said. I said what I said. I know. I told you this could be a bit of a spanking, and I apologize, but here we are. Because see, when you do put up those barriers and boundaries, we then get the Three of Cups, the High Priestess, but the Ace of Coins is in reverse. I don't love seeing the Ace of Coins in reverse, but we're going to get to it. When you do put up and honor those barriers and those boundaries within yourself, you then become a much happier being. You do. You are then able to connect mind, body, and soul, one whole conglomerate individual, one, instead of all of these pieces of you that have been stretched and pulled every which way. And you do that by connecting with your higher self, or better yet, your soul. You allow that version of self, the high self, the soul, to communicate with you as often as possible. Because see, that's the part that can kind of detach from the physical body and that can see the bigger picture. Like if you've ever gotten a feeling, I don't know, maybe I'm just not feeling work today. I think I need to call out for a mental health day. Then come to find out there was a mass pileup on the highway that you would usually take into work. And you actually missed out on that pileup because you listened to yourself and you stayed home that day. Now, I'm not putting that out there, but I have heard stories of people who didn't go to work because something within them told them, we probably shouldn't do that today. We probably should be staying home. So in doing so, they were then protected. So allow yourself to listen to your higher self. Allow yourself to listen to your soul when it says, slow down, be in the now. Let's take the day off today. Or, you know what, you've worked so hard. You really do deserve to take that weekend getaway. You've got the extra resources for it. You can, in fact, do that. And it's not going to negatively affect the rest of this month's bills. But by you not listening, that's when you miss out on these golden opportunities. See, literally a golden opportunity shining down on her when it's upright. But when it's in reverse, you're getting all this other mess, BS, and darkness. So listen to your high self whenever it's telling you something. Allow it to lead the way. And when you do, you will in fact be the King of Coins. You will be the one who is the master of your universe, who's leading the charge. And that's exactly what the Hierophant is here to say and the overall arching energy of the spread. You just have to stop overthinking everything and allow the communications, the downloads, the messages to come in. That's what the Eight of Wands is supposed to be, not the insanity that's going on right here. Because the literal definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again repetitively, but expecting a different result. I'm guilty of this, by the way. I myself have been one who will do the same thing over and over and over again, thinking, you know what, it's going to be different tomorrow. By me doing all of this laundry right this second, I'm caught up, I'm good. Well, guess what? The kids are wearing clothes to school. I'm wearing clothes in the moment, so laundry will in fact continue to pile up. That's just how it works out. And that's okay. By accepting there are some things that I can't change except for myself and my own mental attitude, then I can move on to the bigger, the better, the more productive. But I have to be willing to accept and move on. And right now, we're not accepting anything. And that's exactly why the Six of Swords is in reverse. We're not going anywhere. We are, in fact, blocking off our own successes. We are allowing the outside world to influence us. And to an extent, this is going to happen on the daily. You know, maybe you're listening to a song and it puts you in a really sad mood because it was a sad song. Or maybe you're listening to a happy, high vibrational song, and it then turns your frown upside down and it puts you into a better mood. So yes, the outside world can in fact influence you in either a positive or a negative way. It's just a matter of how you allow it to, but you need to stop allowing it to happen so much so that you're not making your own informed choices and decisions. So it's time for you to start fact checking everything that's going on within your life. Don't just take someone's word for it. The internet is in fact a beautiful tool when properly used. Do you have a smartphone of some variety? I'm willing to bet you do. You literally have the internet at your fingertips. All you have to do is go into your search bar, type it in, and ta-da, there you go. So instead of stopping yourself and instead of allowing everyone else to stop you in the moment, allow those initial sparks within you to start and light the fire within you. So that way you can move on to those bigger, bolder, brighter ideas that will in fact propel you forward. Again, don't be afraid to put a price tag on your time and your wisdom. Everybody else does. Why can't you allow yourself to get a piece of that proverbial pie? Because someone in your past told you you weren't worthy? Who are they? Seriously, this is your life. Allow yourself to live it accordingly. Be the narrator of your own story. Be the author of your own story. Don't allow others to write it for you. So there you go. As we are transitioning into what is going to be, I anticipate a very powerful new moon in Scorpio and a very eye-opening Samhain. Be smart, keep your barriers up around you at all times, and don't allow others to take from you without your permission, including but not limited to yourself. Always, always, always have extras in the reserve tank. That way, just in case, you've got a little extra for yourself. So allow yourself to love yourself this Scorpio season, because the towers and the death and the rebirth, they're coming whether you want them to or not. How do I know? Again, it's Scorpio season. It's what happens. As a card-carrying Scorpio, it's coming. I can confidently say that. Make smart choices, make informed choices, and go out and allow yourself to prosper.